podcast like this? Who gon' bring it to the table? Boss talk. Who your girlfriend favorite? Boss talk. We gon' do it how you want it. Boss talk. Yeah, everybody on it. Boss talk. It's a unique hustle.
Check it. This is a unique hustle. It's your boy ECEO, man. Hey, man, look out, man. Hey, we in the building, man. I got some guys on the. Hey, these guys sitting around me today, y'all. This different, man. These guys right here got a serious connection, man. I'm gonna be real with you. I got that boy Bobo in here. I got Mr. Lee in here, yes, and Hezeleo is in here. Y'all know what time it is, man. Say, man, we gonna do some talking, man, about Sweet Jones, right?
Come on.
Yeah. Say, man, Pimp C, man.
Pimp.
Man, you know, today is his birthday.
Yeah, that's
you know,
cool.
so at the end of the day, just wanna, you know, kind of just. You know, he meant so much to each one of us.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I was a fan. Mm-hmm. You guys actually had a connection with Pimp C.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, and I thank God that I got to meet all you guys, man, and thank you guys for all the stories, because I know I pick up the phone and call each and every one of you. And y'all never back down on giving me something to say, hey, man, that's what Pimp represented, man.
Oh, really?
So thank you guys, man. But how old was you when you met Pimp C?
That was in 93, beginning of 93. She is 68, so let me see, 86, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Carry the one, nigga.
She about 22, something
22.
like that. 22, something like that.
That's a long time ago. 22 years old.
Yeah.
And the crazy part about it is when you look at Pimp C and he was before his time.
Way before his time.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I knew before his time when I heard the first track. When I heard it, I'm like, what the hell?
Well, you know what? You say that, but he was really right on time.
Okay, explain.
Because at that time, more rappers in Texas were more, well, I mean, I ain't gonna say the ones that were out had a little political thing to them. You know, the Ghetto Boys, they were fighting the system. Nemesis, fighting the system. Then you had Run C, you know what I mean? He was more on the pimpish type of thing. When UGK came and brought the street element to the game, which it was other rappers out doing it, they just, you know, they came right on time. You know what I mean? It was needed. It was needed. That music was needed at that time, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah. God don't make mistakes. And so, you know, you can say, I wish I would have done this, I wish I would have done that, but sooner and things like that, but God's got a plan for you at that particular time, and it was right on time.
Wow. When you think about Pimp C, you younger, right?
Yeah.
Than Pimp. So when you come on the scene, it's later on, right?
And what capacity?
Far as the way when y'all did the UGK thing, and when I see the UGK. Mama West, you know, that was the time when you guys were to really do some work together, right at the end, right?
Yeah, when he got out in 2005. But I've known Pimpin' Bun since the 80s when we were children.
Correct.
And so what I heard from their styles was they were young artists doing like every other artist trying to find their style, but it was something triggered them to look inward and just talk they PA shit.
Yep.
Combined with that H-Time shit. And when they did that, it was an explosion. And right now, still to this day, we got the whole motherfucking world on our PA nuts, man. Come on.
Got the whole world screaming trill.
Yeah, that's something that I seen come from them. I remember talking to you in the parking lot, and we was talking about those shirts, and I never forget it. And my biggest thing, owning this store, when Pimp had first died, he was in this parking lot selling really CDs. He was CDs. Easy was. And I was here, and this store was here, and basically what tripped me out about it was we still was true to the fact of if it wasn't going to his family, we wasn't even entertaining it. Even then, I remember the conversation.
Now think about that. I'm way in a whole different city, 5 hours away from home.
Yeah.
There's nobody watching me. Now if I was just trying to get that dollar, I could have told him anything to sell that shit.
Oh yeah, for
but
sure.
I told him how it laid out, and if it ain't benefiting, ain't no need to even do
That's
it.
exactly what we discussed. And that was years ago. This is when it first had happened. I remember talking to you. I remember talking to Pimp and Ken. There was certain people that I linked in with because I'm a fan. I'm like, I want to do this. I'd already been selling my Algiers t-shirts.
Yeah,
so
fuck Algiers.
I know you mad at him. Dan, he I don't even know if he selling them no more. But anyway,
bring Algiers back, man.
Fuck Algiers.
But at any
That was
rate,
Texas, man.
it was basically.
Woo,
It was
we like that.
It was
That
a
nigga
time.
culture vulture y'all niggas.
Yeah, but
You niggas fell for it, man.
you fell for it too.
Hell no.
Yes, you did because you were trying to get the nigga to rock with you and he wouldn't rock
No,
right.
I was trying to get the shit to the
Hey, you seen
resale
that?
and get a profit.
You seen that that Algiers ad? I was telling Easy this. That had Pimp on it. Mm-hmm. You never seen that? What? You seen it, right?
No, I ain't seen
He
it.
had the black shirt on with the black shades.
Yeah, I seen the
and it
shirt.
said,
Oh,
"Quit
yeah.
hating the style."
Yeah.
He gave me that particular shirt.
Yeah, I had
Now,
that shirt in here.
No, I mean that particular shirt.
Yeah.
the one
the one
that he
that's
had
on the
done.
ad.
Wow.
Yeah, he
You
said this
still
the
got
one
it?
from yeah.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, I still got that shirt.
Man, so Mr. Lee, I listened to that whole last project you did. You went and dealt with a lot of niggas on that project, man.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell? This nigga on there? Because I had to go back and listen to the whole thing.
Yeah.
How important was it for you to touch that in the right way? You know, as far as knowing that this would be the last project.
I mean, for me, it was just closure because think about when people pass away like that. A lot of people don't know the conversations that were had, plans that were being made. I was supposed to work with Pimp when he came back home.
Okay.
We was going to do an album together. You know what I'm saying? I think it was going to be his last album on Rap A Lot or whatever it was. And we were talking. And a lot of strong points I had in my career, I was giving to him. And when he passed away, bro, that it devastated me. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of albums got done after he died that I didn't have anything to do with. But when I got the opportunity to do that, it was like me getting closer. I cried many nights working on that album. I felt like he was in there with me too, a couple of times.
Listening to them vocals,
Yeah.
it's wild.
Yeah, looking over my shoulder like, man, cut my, you know what I'm saying? But it was just more than that for me. It was just getting the closure of it for me.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it, man. You had a bunch of people on that thing, man. You had your friend. I think David Banner was on there.
Yeah.
Which one was that?
Yeah.
What was it called?
He was on that song.
I forgot what the name of the song
No,
was.
I'm talking about the whole the project was
It was Long Live Pimp.
Long Live Pimp.
Oh, with the white cover.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna get off it.
Go
now
ahead.
a lot of that stuff, I had to stop listening to it because it was a lot of shit that went on that nobody knew about.
Yep.
Players like myself who got taken off a lot of these monumental songs that people would have seen. Damn, them niggas was making some PA ass shit, some UGK posse ass shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nigga, our vocals got clean swept off them hoes and other niggas put on them.
By the time it got to me, they wasn't even on there. And I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I ain't disgruntled because the nigga got some paper and the nigga get Kagoga every night with some fire ass head and I don't give a fuck because my name is out there like a motherfucker. Come on, man.
Man.
You man. Not
He
bought it up.
I got to. It's my time, nigga. Shit, this ball talk.
Hey, man. Spit your truth, nigga.
I got a bunch of phone calls unknown from people that I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? But it was all good.
It was some people that was on there?
It was, you know, just different people like, hey man, I was on this song, I was on this, yada yada. I said, look, bro, it's not my decision for that.
Oh, for sure.
And you know what I mean, once we got past it was all good.
Shout out to Beto keeping me on the couple of the motherfuckers.
Beto! That's real good.
Man.
Yeah. That's my dog.
So when you, Mr. Lee, when you did that, how did you go into preparing who you would put on different tracks?
Like you said, I talked to Beto.
Okay.
His wife had some input in a couple of them in the label, and we just put it together. I know for me, like David Banner was one that I got, and it was like two more that I got on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was just a collaboration of that. Juicy J was
on there.
Yeah, he was over the project before I got there.
Okay.
I can't even say I ever heard it.
You ain't heard the album?
I'm a whole ass nigga when it come down to it. Hey, man.
Oh, petty.
Man, that shit hurt a nigga feelings, man.
Really?
Yeah, because think about it. If we in here right now creating content for Boss Talk 1-on-1, something happens, unfortunately. Somebody else get their hands off it, and they sweep everything we did collectively and just replace it.
I put it. I talked about that in my book, though.
Appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? You know why I talked about it in the book? Because people out here spending their money and their time and their efforts doing a lot of things.
Yeah.
And when somebody unexpectedly pass away or get killed,
Yep.
we have sympathy for that family, and we should.
Yeah.
But that family don't have no mindset to finish the business or let the business go through that artist had with other people.
Yeah, for real.
You have people out there spending $20,000 on verses, $15,000, $10,000,
Yeah.
and then they get ready to put their records out, and the family's putting cease and desist on them, telling them they can't
Yeah.
put it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
We all get out here. Everybody has a mistakes. Makes this main mistake of getting a feature from an artist or a producer, getting a beat, and don't have no paperwork.
Yeah.
And when the people pass away,
You're screwed.
oh my God,
I've
it's
heard
gonna
of
be
it.
some other shit going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's something that I wrote about because I want people to be aware of it. Look, man, do your business, get it out, because you never know what situation you're going to be faced with, and if you don't have paperwork in place, these people are not going to honor the business that their loved ones was involved with. They don't care.
There's no loyalty in that.
I know a brother out of Dallas. I'm in the streets doing my thing. He actually did big business with Pimp, and his project was on its way, and Pimp died. But he got that front end. We had the records. We didn't know where it was going.
Somebody
so
out
we
of
didn't know what
Dallas?
to do with it, huh?
You say somebody out of Dallas?
Yeah. You know him too.
Oh, Mel the Mac.
Mel the Mac.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I remember that.
He would put me and say, hey, shout out to 17, boy. Take your medicine, boy. But now, he was putting me a 7 on this project and shooting at the Dallas. Me, Pimp, and 7 on a whole underground mixtape for Mel the Mac. We had about 4 of the songs done.
Oh yeah, I had just left there.
Yeah.
That's when I left. You remember when you had the titty in the Bentley?
Yeah.
And the Bentley was sitting out front?
On the
said
highway or at the house?
And when we was leaving the high rise going to Port Arthur after we was going to Beaumont for him to report.
Okay.
And you remember seeing me? I was at the house when the Bentley was, and you had to come get it on the flatbed.
Yeah, oh, man, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, but no, that's the same time, because as I was leaving, Mel the Mac was calling me, telling me he was headed down there.
Okay.
So it was like within a day or two.
Right.
When I was eating them big old shrimp with the.
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
That nigga fell in love with them dolphins, man.
Man, them dolphins was looking good.
Man,
Tasting
so
good.
when you okay, now Pimp C, some of the coldest verses ever been laid with Pimp C. Some of the coldest producing ever been done is Pimp C. Man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So when you go back to what's one of your ultimate, like one of your
Favorite verses?
Favorite verses.
Kick though.
That's the one KLC.
That
I
kick
think.
though, bro. Man, when I first heard that, I said, oh, that boy in his element. Yeah.
Yeah.
That boy was in his element. It's hard to beat that verse on there. That one, and there's it's so many though.
He hogging, man.
No. I'm
It's so
gonna
many.
go.
I'm gonna let you get yours because I don't want to say one that
I
y'all
don't want
might
you to
say.
say mine.
Mr. Lee,
Kick though.
which one
What
you
you got?
think?
What
I mean, I like 316.
Okay.
You like 316?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's personal though.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
Hold
you
on
can feel
to
everything
shit.
through that.
Oh my God.
So
I was
when
there.
that come on, you
16.
it's like you just can be metamorphed into the situation where he rapping about. You can see it.
I was there.
That bitch was hard.
Yeah.
What you say when he would come out the room when he get through? Cause he in there acting bad. What did you like? Damn, that's one. Oh, you didn't know. You was just living in the moment.
Well, back then, Pimp was just Pimp. It was Bun. To see Bun work
Yeah.
was a work of art.
So he was the one more flashy with the work.
Pimp was working on his craft as far as rapping back then. By the time Riding Dirty came out, he was sharp. But Bun was already sharp.
Yeah, no,
Already
you can
sharp.
see that.
Yeah, he
you
the
can
MC.
see that.
He the MC.
He
That
the
verse-
MC.
a lot of people talk about the verse on Murder.
Yeah, I hear that a
But
lot.
that last verse Bun did on I Left It Wet For You,
Yeah.
that ain't no punk either. And we just went around the corner to grab a bag of weed and come back. And he was writing, and when we got back, Pimp was like, "You done?" Because he was he was out of the booth in the console room, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm done." He hit that button, pow!
That bad.
I got
Oh,
a question
yeah.
for you in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, so mine is Pinky Ring.
Pinky Ring.
You like Pinky Ring?
Man, that nigga wrecked so hard on that.
Oh,
hoe.
yeah.
Man,
That Pinky Ring went in.
Pimp went hard.
Shout out
on
to
that.
Surge. Surge did that beat.
Okay.
Sergio.
Look, so you seen them writing process, freestyling process early 90s.
Early.
Okay, so what I got to see was early 2000, and I seen them niggas writing them fucking 7-minute verses. Straight classics in under 10 minutes.
Yeah, they could do it.
Was they doing that back then?
Yeah. I told you, we just went around the corner. We went around the corner. I mean, we went probably down to the freeway and back. That distance. Bun he was writing, had started to write. He had already, when we came back, he had already finished writing, already busted, his ad-libs, everything. Done.
Damn.
Yeah, Bun a different animal. I talked to Bun. Bun one of them kind of dude. One time he came to town, we went around to about 4 different studios. We wasn't in studio sessions probably 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
Wow.
People have food laid out for them. No, we ain't here for all that. We ain't here from all that.
That big deep. We
hear the bus. One time he had me. We rolled a blunt. I told you this story before. We rolled a blunt. He said, "Bobo, go downstairs and count the money." I go downstairs and count the money. By the time I was coming back in, Bobo was coming out the booth.
God damn.
Damn it.
Just enough for me to count about $6 grand.
Yeah.
Well,
the back end. That was the back end.
Wow. So
he a different animal.
Different animal.
Pimp a different animal too. After riding dirty, Pimp became that.
I think it was a monster.
He was a monster.
When
he would do all this shit in the booth with that moving around, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
What
you think? Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, that boy would do all that moving around in the booth to where it sounded like his voice coming from here.
Octaves, throwing
from here. I never seen nobody do it before.
Damn.
Bitch.
Yeah, he do maintenance delays.
Yeah. He doing it himself.
He doing it himself.
All his back doors, he doing them.
Yeah, you got to realize this dude was 16, 17 years old coming up with this shit. Yeah, by the time he got in his 30s, that nigga was an animal. And it shocked, I ain't gonna say it shocked me. I was so happy that when he came out of jail, he still had it.
Yeah.
I was listening for that. I was like, oh, Joe.
Did he have this though? Was he able to get in that motherfucking boot without pen and pad and construct that song off the top of his head?
Let me tell you
bar
something.
for bar.
Let me tell you something. When I first met him, well, one time I met them at the studio after we had already been introduced. And somebody had I think Bun. They used to stay in the Residence Inn out there in Las Colinas. And Bun had a party in his room. A lot of people came. Azim from Nemesis came. A lot of people. It wasn't just a bad party. It was a kickback type of thing. A couple of girls. And them boys got to freestyling.
Come on.
Bro, they freestyle like songs.
Exactly.
And this was when they were teenagers. And when they finished freestyling, I'll take that back. Let's fast forward. After I moved to Port Arthur, I came to learn that all the what they were saying in the freestyles had actually happened.
Damn.
Okay. The stuff about them kicking in the door and stealing that album and all that old stuff. Super Tight was a different album.
Yeah.
That we heard. You know, y'all didn't get to hear Wee Wee. Y'all didn't get to hear 93 Mac. Yeah. Y'all didn't get to hear Menage a Trois.
Some PA shit.
Yeah, it's out. It's out on YouTube, but you didn't get to hear it in its full element. Like that, those songs were about to be big. At 93 Mac.
What, Mr. Lee, when you look at like to see the Super Tight go to the Riding Dirty, that element of it, where you start to see the Screw, you know, the Screwed and DJ Screw and the Botany Boys come into that element. What did you think about that when you first seen that? Because you love music, so I know you watch it.
I mean, I was heavily influenced by it.
You see what I'm saying?
That's what really triggered me to start the whole situation with the screwed up hooks.
Yeah.
And tracks. You know what I'm saying? I got that from listening to that album.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's I was heavily influenced by it. I was always influenced by Pimp C with the organs and all of that. That's where it come from. You know, we both come from church. Yeah. So, you know, me, him, you know, Joe does the same thing too.
Yeah.
But you can't hear Mr. Lee track. 90% of my tracks gonna have organs in them.
Wow.
That's just what it is. That's how I get down. You know what I mean? So all of that influence came from listening to UGK.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how did
16-year-old kid.
How did you feel like when you seen it go from the Super Tight to that next album? Because it changed for me.
Big time.
It changed. You seen the change. Seen the change.
It became way more musical. He backed off of the production a lot. You know, he let N.O. Joe handle some of it. You know, some of it he had the ideas. He would make the tracks at home. You know, like Murder. He did that beat. He did 316, not 316. What's the one everybody love? Diamonds and Wood.
Yeah.
Diamonds and Wood. All that was done. Then he take it to N.O. Joe, and N.O. Joe redo the beat, redo the drums. N.O. Joe had a knack for those drums.
Yeah.
Pimp C did too. I mean the snare Pimp used with the clap on it.
A drum machine.
I mean, come on, man.
It was a drum machine.
Yeah, but that boy went with N.O. Joe to redo the drums on those beats that he already had, and it made it sound bigger. Pimp, you have to realize during that time that we were living, you wanted your album. People used to measure their album sound against certain projects.
Yeah.
And back then, you know who the biggest project you had to work your album against? It was the Chronic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That Chronic album sounded so big, so big, that he wanted his beats and the quality. I think the guy name was Bernie Grubman.
Bernie Grubman did the mastering. The guy
mastering.
that mixed it was Bob Brown.
Yeah, see, but he wanted that. Mm-hmm. We would sit up and have conversations about Bernie Grubman and all these people in California, but here in Texas, we wanted it done here in Texas. So, and he found N.O. Joe. Mm-hmm. N.O. Joe had that style of pushing the speakers that he wanted.
That 808, huh?
Huh?
Was it 808?
The 808 was already using 808.
Pimp had the 808.
Yeah, he was using that through the R8.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All the stuff you heard on Super Tight and I'm not gonna say Too Hard to Swallow, but the one before that, The Southern Way, that was R8, man.
Yeah.
That boy, I mean, bitch, get up off me. R8.
That nigga say, you heard that nigga drums, man?
Yeah.
That nigga drums sound monkey.
Yeah. If you got weak drums, he ain't trying to hear it.
No. And notice all this was before Crooked Letters.
Yeah.
Wow. What
You didn't hear that slug. You didn't hear that slug.
I heard this.
You hear that slug?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard a lot of
you something else. but okay, if you really look at the way Pimp was, you know, and the way that his whole legacy lays out, are you guys happy with it? The way that everybody still shows him love, and do you think he gets the love that he deserves?
I think he can get more.
Oh, yeah.
I think he can get more, but you know what? Pimp C's so deeply rooted, you just can't. You ain't finna miss it, man.
No.
You can't.
He's an urban legend.
Yeah, you can't do that. UGK as a group, period, man. You can't. United States, the whole world, you cannot miss them guys.
You can't. And you get certain people, outcasts, not the group outcast, a person that's an outcast.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? They will try to dirty up the legacy, say certain shit, you know, because don't nobody fuck with them. But it's a reason why people didn't fuck with you. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this.
Huh?
We on Boss Talk 101. We
Talk
some
101.
bosses.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is we talking about, man?
I don't bring up bitch niggas' names.
Okay, fuck.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, well, let me
I don't
say this
turn
on a
raffle with these
positive
bitch
note.
niggas, man.
I'm sitting next to the legend, Mr. Lee, on the track. Now, he talking about it being influenced by UGK. I'm sitting here getting chill bumps, you understand? Because these are my peers, and this nigga is a pioneer.
Yeah.
This nigga broke the mold. I'm an artist. You understand?
Yeah.
So listening to beats that I can't afford at the motherfucking time, nigga, I'm sitting there hoping, wishing, and praying. I'm about to steal one of these motherfuckers and mixtape this hoe. Nigga, this nigga broke the mold with his sound. And look how humble he is.
Man,
You got to give it to who we go to. I mean, you know, the thing about it is a lot of people don't understand the experience of a friendship and the brotherhood that you have with people. They look at the exterior part.
Yeah.
But you're not a part of them 2-3 o'clock in the morning phone calls that I was getting from this dude.
Yeah.
When we talked about music, where he was one, when I was sampling his voice when he was in jail, right?
Wow.
Because I wanted to pay homage to him and keep his name alive.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's what my purpose was.
Yeah.
He knew that when he
So
came
you
out.
sample Pimp in jail while he's in jail?
When he came out, he said, "Hey man, I appreciate you keeping my name alive." And then he hit the drum shit. He said, "Man, your drums is one of the closest to mine that I done heard, man. You know what I'm saying? The boys don't know what to do with your sound, man. The way you swinging the drums and the sample swinging and the drums going the other way. That he was that in tune.
In tune.
We was rap. He would we would be on the phone, put the beat on and start rapping on the phone.
Come on, man.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
That's the type of stuff he did. And you know what it is the love for what he did. He loved it.
Yeah.
And when you're able to share that love with other people,
That was
we don't get
hard.
that. We
Now
don't get that.
let me
right.
say
He's
this.
right about that.
Now you got those musical 3 a.m. conversations. Now me and Bobo got the motherfucking 3-4 hour music, this and that, moving. Hey man, this nigga will wake you up and talk to you until the sun comes up.
Yep, he will do that too.
That's hard.
Real
he
talk.
will. About anything.
About it.
Everything.
Let me ask you about the link with Master P. I got to bring that up. The Master P, the stuff he did with them when they came up. I know you know about it, Bobo. I think it was Boz. One of them telling me about some kind of way they got in the bathroom and did this music. I think it was.
That was
They got into to drown the sound out. Yeah, that's what he told me.
That was at Sand Jack. The house on Sand Jack.
Yeah.
The room I lived in.
I knew you would know about it.
Yeah, it was my room, the bathroom, and then the weed room. Well, the bathroom with the weed room was the studio.
Okay.
That's the one I don't know if I told you about how he finessed Jive. I ain't gonna say finesse.
Yeah.
They gave him what was owed in form of studio equipment.
Okay.
And once he got all that hooked up, that became a full-fledged studio. He had the big Mackie board, back when it had first come out. I can't remember how many tracks, 36 tracks.
Probably had 48 on there.
Yeah, some big big one. All the great mics, the DA-88s, all that type of stuff. So that bathroom was one of those old, it's an old house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that house still standing?
Yeah.
That's an old house.
That's kind of,
I'll show you a picture.
Good neighborhood, but that's an okay area.
Yeah, it is, because we used to have to shoot down 9th to get to the hood. You know? So yeah, they it was just acoustically. Pimp had this thing that he always talked about. It don't matter where you record, it's where you mix. It's all in the mix. So he could record in a truck.
See, nobody knew, but y'all who was going in and out of there, that it was that type of capacity of a studio in there.
Yes.
The rumor was it was just mounds of weed and niggas was aliens and getting high as a motherfucker.
Nah.
And one day I went over there, boom, 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 unannounced.
You told me about that.
I went over there unannounced. I'm trying to smoke for free. That nigga son bun out the door to meet me on the porch.
He said bun out there?
Yeah, because I didn't know Bun as close as I knew Pimp in the beginning. I met both of them way back in the day, but me and Bun knew each other from fucking around in the streets and shit. So, boom, here he come to the door and he smoking something, and I'm looking all in that bitch, say, y'all niggas in there get high, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, nigga like, you want to hit this? You know what I mean? I hit this. And that nigga say, man, Pimp said, you got to go.
He was like that.
So, when it was just the distinct memory of I know P and Pimp them definitely had their ups and downs, run-ins, whatnot. But just how was the chemistry when the music was being made?
Business, straight business.
Straight business.
Oh yeah, he's one of them guys. P's an artist, and I already told you, Pimp and Bun.
Yeah.
And shout out Mr. 3-2. Them boys. It's only a few people I know that are like true artists in this city. Gunnameezy like that. You know how you can just say Gunnameezy start rapping.
And get hard.
Gonna rap. They're gonna rap.
Yeah, and rap hard.
But let me ask you this. Did they, I ain't gonna say did they think, because I know. Did you think P could rap back then?
Talking about
I thought he was clever with his rhymes. I thought he was better than Silk the Shocker.
What about you, Mr. Lee?
I heard some of the early rap stuff.
Well,
you
after Pimp got in him, after the stuff before that, I'm not.
Yeah, when he first started, you would never think that
he would have been as big
as he is, that he was. You wouldn't have thought that was going to happen, but that just goes to show you about somebody that's a scholar of something and is willing to learn and perfect.
Yes,
and that's where he came from, mediocre to icon.
Oh yeah, and plus he had a hustle game out of this world. He was going to work. He was going to work.
But what about his brother talking about, I rap on beat, then I'm off beat, then I get back on beat? Nigga, you off beat. You can't rap, nigga.
Well, I can't say that. Blueface did it.
And he didn't. He's not successful either.
You got to stop
What you mean he's not successful?
He's successful, but
what you mean he's not successful? You can't say that man ain't successful when you guys looking at success in the wrong way. Now the music,
I'm looking at success as a 20-year run.
Not I get it, but the nigga young. You gotta understand, Blueface a young dude.
What other song he got?
You don't know what he gonna be because he ain't who he is. He ain't a ride.
Okay, he's successful.
Am I
He's
right?
successful. He's
So you
successful.
can't say he ain't successful.
He's just not. He's
I ain't
just
heard
not
enough of
consistent.
his music.
He's
There
just not
you go.
consistent.
He can't rap.
I think you just gotta you never know.
He's a reality
I'm gonna be
star.
honest with you. When you look at the younger people, I give them different leeway than I do. I can speak my truth about them,
Yeah.
but their truth is gonna be told from their perspective with their peers.
Later.
So
I just like real artists.
Am I right?
I just like real artists, man.
Now I might not like it.
He said no.
I mean, I mean, what it is that, and I think this is why I've been able to do this so long is that I understand that everybody has different strengths.
Yes.
We can't look at in the eyes of a '90s rapper or '90s music lover and look at these kids today and expect to see what we saw back then because
Hell no.
it don't exist.
Yes, it don't.
But they have different hustles than we had.
That's right.
And they reaching way more people than we were back in the day with the streaming and all of that. So it's a whole different ball game. You know
But
what
the
I mean?
flip side of that is they are dying in tremendous numbers. They are being locked up. So they are getting way more motion and traction, but they are risking it all for that motion and that traction.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, having longevity from being a 90s hustler or rapper or whatever, early 2000s, where would you really want to be? Would you want to sacrifice your life for 2-3 summers of fame? So the dynamics of it is really crazy, man.
I gotta go back to Silk the Shocker because you on that player from the South Stack G's, nigga. Silk went in on that.
I mean, yeah, you get one or two songs.
Silk went in on that, nigga.
And Silk been lost.
You heard what I just said.
Silk ain't he ain't no Mama Mia.
Silk had his position though.
Yes, he did.
He did.
He did.
He ain't
And
no
he played it too. One thing you got to really realize about Silk the Shock, he never presented himself as an MC like that.
But you know,
He never did.
But wait a minute though.
Much love to Silk
You
the
do
Shocker.
know he was the MC that they built the company around.
Yeah.
Who?
Silk.
Silk was.
Ain't no way.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
that's who the rapper was supposed to be.
Why not see Murder?
Nah.
See, Murray wasn't even down there yet.
I mean, he hit more people than C Murder did.
For real?
Yeah. He had the youth, bro. When you get the youth, you got everything, Jack.
He had to look. He was doing his thing.
And he had a couple of key features.
Yeah.
I mean, he did something with I think Beyonce and them, didn't
Yeah.
he?
Oh,
What about Mystical?
Mr. Carr too.
Mystical
Yeah.
was kind of
No.
no. I'm talking about
during that time.
far as he
No.
he went to the army. You got to understand. I'm thinking back of how his
more worldly?
he was his personal just him moving around the way he did.
Yeah. Yeah.
He wasn't just there like that for me. I seen him. He left and he came back. I'm
He was
telling you.
jamming.
Mystical was so
He was
ahead of his
jamming.
time.
That nigga was bad, but I'm
Hard,
just
bro.
saying, you could tell he left. And I told KL that when I interviewed him, like, you could tell he left. Like, he came back, but he left, and then,
He had more to talk about.
that nigga was bad, man.
Man, that nigga,
I put him up there, probably number one, No Limit
it was cold, man.
artist.
That nigga used to dance while he rap. That nigga was a
You think
straight
so?
performer.
Who you got number one No Limit artist? Mia?
I'm going with Mia.
Yeah.
Me too.
Okay, Mia.
Shit.
Yeah.
too.
I would. It's
nigga
between the
said it.
two.
Boss lady mama Mia.
It's between the two. You right.
Mia the one. Mia was the most consistent rapper on
You right.
No
Man,
Limit.
she
You
was
right.
hard. I ain't gonna lie.
I regress. Sorry, Mama Mia.
Mystical was talented. Don't get
Yes.
it twisted, but he was not consistent enough as she was.
But
No.
But their development came after they had did that with Pimp and them songs and the build up. I mean, you talked about that build up. You know what I mean? And that was one of the things that kind of, I believe, was where they had the little issues was because of that.
Let me tell you something, and I think Mr. Lee, I'm into sports,
Yeah.
mainly football. You know what I mean? If Patrick Mahomes would have ended up, say, with the Miami Dolphins at that time, he wouldn't have been Patrick Mahomes. So being in a great situation helps you out. And when he was able to construct Beats by the Pound, that take a lot of weight off your shoulders when you can come with hit songs like that. Yeah. Now all you got to do is come with the hooks.
Yeah.
And then the way they was recording, it was a collective effort. I mean, somebody might could say this hook, oh yeah, put this hook in there. It ain't all about, I got the, in UGK instance, it was just two men doing everything and coming out with albums. When you got 8, 9 motherfuckers in the studio collabing on a record, yeah. And you got, how many producers is in Beat by the Pound? 4?
Yeah.
Them boys was jamming. Shout out to my brother Moby Dick.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's my brother, man.
Yeah,
My partner too.
you know
Man.
I'm KLC back.
KLC.
KL.
Uh-huh.
I don't play no game by KL. You
KL, KL a real dude. He makes some real beats.
Yeah, them
but
cats my brothers.
I think Moby Dick was the
Moby had the hooks. And he's singing. You know. What I'm saying?
man playing that piano, man.
Yeah. So, what did Pimp ever get mad at you and say, you know what, I ain't talking to Bobo, but you and him just listen at everything he say, didn't you?
Listen to him.
Yeah, and talk crazy with him. That's why I think when I talk to him, in my mind, I said, this is why this nigga like this nigga crazy.
Yeah,
I be talking to Bobo, he is going off, man.
You was piece of a pop. Yeah, we just passionate.
Yeah,
he wasn't crazy. He was just passionate, man.
Yeah,
and he stood on what he stood on. Me and him, we actually got close behind some stuff like that because I wanted a verse from him. Mm-hmm. And I had Mike Mo had hit him up and was like, hey, Mr. Lee, want to get a verse. And Pimp told him to tell me 10,000. So Mike Mo called me and said, yeah, Pimp say 10,000. I said, man, I ain't paying that nigga no $10,000 for no verse, man. You crazy? Damn. What are you talking about? And he told Pimp like, well, man, I don't know what we're going to do then. I ain't doing this shit if I ain't getting 10. And we left. We ain't do nothing. So Slim had a song that Pimp was getting on. And Pimp had to come to my house to lay it. So when he pulled up and he saw my crib, he was like, damn. So then he went and recorded. After record, we talked. He said, man, I ain't even know you had it like this, man. Wow. He said, I need to sit down and talk to you about some shit. I said, man, take my number down. And we started talking almost every other day. Man, I talked about when he was in prison, when he got out of prison, what was going on, all of these stories. He told me all of this shit, bro.
Now, this the shit he wouldn't do.
Yeah.
But let me say this. Who was your best marriage with your tracks and the artist?
Ooh, that's
I know, but I want to hear what you say.
My best marriage?
Yeah.
It's two, bro. I got a ex and a current.
Can I guess one?
Yep.
Slim Thug?
Yep.
Thugger.
Okay.
And then it's Nipsey.
Wow.
That's hard. That's hard.
I can't, bro. You know what? It's kind of crazy for me because I really can't say that shit because then you got Scarface.
Yeah.
Then you got Kiki. Then you got Zero. Then you got Trey.
But that Thugger though on your beats.
Thug, man, bro. We working on some shit right now, and it's just like he
got a good voice.
Went back in time, bro.
Wow.
That voice, bro.
But when you create a sound when you create a sound with people like that, and that's what happened, then it's gonna go like that. Bro.
I take my hat off because most people would have some kind of fallout and can't reproduce that sound for the fans who really waiting on it, you know. But y'all able to deliver it.
I did that for Switch House too.
It's called consistency.
When Switch House had when Carnival Beats and Switch House had kind of part ways, I picked up the pieces for them and kept it going. I did it with Do or Die too.
Yeah,
come on,
you know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Yeah, Do or Die. They lost their producer. You couldn't even tell when the next album came out. It was the same shit.
Y'all heard that new? Y'all heard that Slim Thug and that Devin on that Dre beat?
Yeah, I redid it. The bitch I'm back.
Yeah, we'll go hard.
Yeah,
I ain't heard it.
Slim Thug got that voice, man.
Yeah. He a bad nigga. Bad nigga.
Yeah.
Bad, always have been.
Yeah.
You know,
I always stood out.
I listened to him ever since when he went in on All Them Boys when they was into it. When he did that nigga did a whole West Coast beats diss track against
my back in the day, right?
Hell yeah.
They don't really give him the credit he need to have though.
That nigga rap, man.
That nigga
that boy can really rap.
God damn.
Him and Kiki.
Yeah.
Them the ones.
Oh man, Kiki
so
man.
consistent.
Yeah.
That nigga can ride a beat better than anybody you ever want to see. That nigga can ride a beat.
I give it to them two right there.
Yeah.
He the one pretty much stamped that sound of that A&B rhyme scheme and that flow. You would have to get that to Kiki.
Yeah, you got to.
Kiki was the dude.
I got to take it back to Pimp C. Do y'all think he'll be proud of what's going on in the South right now?
He'll be on people's ass. If that boy was on the internet,
yeah, we talked about that. A lot of
boys would have it. It wouldn't. A lot of the shit wouldn't be going on. What is going on?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Some of the shit wouldn't exist.
Nah,
because he talked so bad about it, he'd cancel your ass.
His mouth was bad, bro. When he speak on you, it was a rap. You might as well just go ahead and just sit to the side.
Yeah, take that. Just like you said last night, that boy sat down and just took that ass chewing. He took that ass chewing like a G. And a lot of people have.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, he gonna talk to you.
Well, okay, if we had the idea of what the word could be, every other day in these days terms, Pimp was going viral every other day. But what would we call it back then?
Well, Was it really every other day, or they just make it seem like that? Because I think he had way more good times than bad times.
He did.
But he was dropping so much shit, doing so much shit, like he was
I think
writing in the magazine.
He only did all that.
He did a few of it, but I don't think that it was just a consistent thing that he did. But you know what it is, though? That man did not bite his tongue, though.
That was the thing.
If he don't say something, he's saying
that
he
wasn't
don't
Pimp right there.
Yeah.
Because before Pimp, I think Pimp, just my opinion, felt like he missed a lot of time. That
Right.
4 years.
Right.
And he was trying to play catch up and get where he needed to be. Because he could have been there within that 4 years of him sitting down. I mean, you got to realize at the height of big pimping and sipping on that scissor, now you gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, bro. That was a lot of money he missed.
Yeah.
You know about the movie deal?
What movie deal?
Ice-T had sent him a script.
He told me about it, but I don't know the logistics on it, you know.
Ice-T wanted him on Law and Order. Send him the script. Worth a couple $1 million. I don't want to do that shit.
Yeah.
Why though, Pimp?
So I'm trying to tell you,
If I do some suck ass acting, that shit gonna hurt my music career.
mm-hmm.
I'm sitting there looking at this motherfucking script like, nigga, let me do that motherfucking acting.
that nigga wanted to take, he told me he was going to go to school and take acting classes. So,
David
so-
Banner told him to do that.
So he could present himself correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't going to, I mean, that was an art to him.
Yeah.
That's an art. I'm not going to disrespect their craft by getting out there and saying I can rap. I mean, I can act.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna do nothing half-assed.
Yeah. I think he would eventually slow down on popping up everywhere. He was just trying to get to where he was trying to get
that
and
paper.
help all his people out at the same time.
Man, do people understand how many people he was trying to help at the same damn time?
Yes.
I was trying to ask you about this, the 3-6 Mafia and his link with them and Juicy J and them. Like, how did that? It seemed like a hell of a bun.
I wasn't there.
You see what I'm saying? I just
I think
the way
they
it
had the-
it seemed
they had the same
influential.
type. They had the same
Didn't
type
it?
of feel, though. You know
Yeah,
what
they
I'm saying?
did.
It
And we
seems
started off about
Yeah.
the same time.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you know Juicy J, Pimp, me, and maybe I don't know, maybe a couple other producers out there, but we used to sample certain things,
Yeah.
and they sampled the same things. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So that's why his music, it was a perfect
It
marriage.
seemed a bun.
Yeah.
You could tell it was a bun.
Yeah.
I just think about the phases of Pimp C. You know what I mean?
I think he met them sometime for sure while he was living in Atlanta.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
for sure.
I never met them till the funeral.
He wasn't.
You
fucking
never
with
met
Pat
him to the
first?
funeral.
He wasn't tied in with Project Pat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not like that, but he was a Project Pat fan
Yeah, he was
before
a
he
Project Pat
Oh my
daddy.
God, yeah.
That's how the International Player record came out.
Yeah.
Really?
Already.
Yeah, he
That
was a Project Pat fan.
That was a Project Pat beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the game, man. Like I said, being that I wanted to sit in here with you guys just because,
On Pimp birthday night.
yeah, Pimp C birthday.
Speaking of
man.
the birthday,
Yeah.
let's tell you about this one story.
All right, let's go.
One time, Mama called me. She said, "Baby, he about to be 23. We got a show in Dallas on his birthday. Let's throw him a party." So I said, "Okay." No, we wasn't rich. You know what I'm saying? We were just regular old cats. You know, so I was trying to think, what can I do here in Dallas that I know they gonna like in Port Arthur? Because a lot of people was coming. So seafood.
Easy.
Easy peasy, seafood. So I went to Red Lobster.
Yes, sir.
I went to Red Lobster and I got about $400-500 worth of those cold shrimp with the
Yeah.
and the crab legs, and I don't know what we told him. They were in one hotel before the show. Mama started laying the hints to him. Hey man, something happened to the rooms. We're gonna have to switch hotels.
Okay.
So I got everything. I didn't go. This was the first show that I didn't go to in Dallas at UGK. So he blowing me the fuck up. Like, nigga, where is you? I'm at the hotel setting this shit up. You know what I'm saying? Because when they all walked in that conference room, it was like, BOBO! Bro, it was just, and we kicked it, and we kicked it, and we kicked it all night, bro. On his birthday,
23.
at 23 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, that
that's
was like
all.
1997.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Man.
97, 98, yeah. And just, that was UGK. Bun, Bird, Leroy. I mean, everybody there. And we just ate shrimp, ate crab. I got him a birthday cake. We did everything, bro. We had a celebration.
Yeah, a hell of a celebration.
And you have to realize, when we had the rider, we had certain things we had to have. We had to have Popeye's chicken.
Come on.
A box of chicken in every city.
Y'all got like BG.
But the liquor, when you have so many shows back to back to back, unless you just alcoholic, you ain't gonna finish the bottle from the night before. So we got so much Crown. That was Mama's drink of choice.
Yeah.
We had so much Crown and I don't know, maybe Hennessy. But bro, it was so many bottles in there. We got sloppy.
Wow.
We got sloppy and we ate good. I know, Bun, you remember that day in the conference room off of 635. I believe it was at the Sheraton out there. Well, man, we had a great time.
Check this out. When Pimp came home, the dynamics of Texas rap artists getting great pay for shows
That changed.
was at an all-time low. The highest paid rapper at that time, you couldn't guess who it would be.
Probably a little flip or probably a little flip.
Paul Wall.
Bigger than Lil Flip?
Man, Paul Wall was damn near getting 25 racks a show at that time. When Pimp came home, he started seeing what boys,
Yeah.
and he like, well, what I'm gonna go for? He say, if Boom getting such and such, and they want me, I want this.
Yeah.
And if they want UGK, what was that number he said that UGK ain't going until they get that number?
Let me tell you, it was probably, I remember he was going for about 25 or higher.
By itself.
By itself.
So what did he say he wanted for UGK?
UGK had to at least have 50 to 100.
50 racks.
Yeah. To do
Said
a
he
UGK.
wasn't gonna do a UGK show until somebody booked that shit for 50 racks.
And it wasn't that many UGK shows.
And check this out. Niggas was like, oh, he ain't gonna never get it. He stuck to it. We ain't doing it till it comes.
Oh, yeah.
It lined up for him too, though.
It lined up for him. Club Blue played him.
That was the first ones grabbed it. Niggas out of Dallas grabbed that hoe.
We grabbed it.
Man, when
and that
we
was
got
the
that,
last show.
That bitch was so swole, niggas was hanging from the ceiling, man.
Yep.
And they had gotten back to, a lot of people, Bun and Pimp, like any friends, I've said it here before. If I get upset with you or you get pissed at me, we men. We're not women. The dynamic between us is bigger than, oh man, you tripping over a girl. Because that's the only thing it was ever over. You know what I'm saying? Or something like, nothing, never over no money, never over no music. It was always, I don't like, you was late. That type of shit. Or why you not here? That type of shit. So for anybody to have a dynamic, trying to build a dynamic that they had big problems,
Yeah.
they didn't. When I went to that time that you saw me at the house on Jimmy Johnson, when I walked into the high rise, I said, Chad, I need to talk to you.
Okay.
Because they were at odds. But it was the same kind of odds that UGK had always been at,
Right.
I got my clique, you got your clique, yeah. Yeah, he vented sometime, but so what?
Yeah.
So what? But it wasn't never no, nigga, I hate that nigga.
Nah.
Fuck that. It never was nothing like that. And so when I walked into that high rise and I said, nigga, sit down. This is how I used to talk to him. Sit down, bro. I said, what's up with this shit between you and Bun? Oh, Bobo, man. And so it was on a Sunday. I can remember. And I got there quite late, probably about 6, 7 o'clock that night. And he said, and he let me vent. But man, y'all missing all this money. You tripping again. Y'all, you need me back down here. Keep you straight. Wow. He just, that back when he had the razor.
Right.
Hit me with the razor. Bam, bam. Showed me a picture. Him and Bun just that day on stage at the car show right in Houston.
Okay.
Just that day. I said, so y'all back? He said, yeah, we finna start doing shows. That was in October.
Yeah, that's when
the first.
Yeah, I remember
So he
that.
said, we back good, Bobo.
Remember that.
We're back good, Bobo. We finna start making that money. The first show, like you said, was on Thanksgiving Day. 2007, right?
Damn it.
right?
Yeah.
Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah.
He was talking about coming over to my house. Remember in the lobby. Yeah. I'm going to stay with Bobo after the show, nigga. Fuck y'all. We was at the Magnolia downtown Dallas.
If I remember, I think some of the footage of that show was in that Get Throw video.
That's a badass hotel.
Yeah, the Magnolia downtown Dallas, right?
Yep. Remember the icon?
Yes.
Okay, keep going with your story.
So then 2 weeks later, he's passed. So what transpired in between him telling me we good, them hugging in the lobby of that hotel at the Magnolia, in 2 weeks you passed. So something happened in 2 weeks that a girl is out there trying to say that there still was some friction between UGK.
Well,
there never was no friction.
Let me say this clearly.
Not no real friction.
I know you're talking about.
Everybody who feel like, they had division and they had friction. Man, fuck y'all, man.
Yeah, y'all niggas.
I'm going to tell you like this.
Let me just say this, guys. Here's what you got to understand, man. A lot of places where you see people saying this and saying that, from a fan perspective, come from a hurt place, to be honest.
I don't give a damn about that hurt.
I'm just being real. People hurt because you was hurt. You was hurt.
But I wasn't out there hurting other people.
You know what I mean?
I'm not out there.
The niggas,
Listen.
And different people deal with it in different ways.
I'm not trying to destroy no legacy.
I get that.
UGK is the institution.
I get that.
You know what I'm saying?
But niggas is running around doing different things because of the place they at with it mentally or
But let me say this. How many brothers you got?
I got 3.
How many brothers you got?
None.
How many brothers you got?
None.
Okay, check this out. Me and you. You know goddamn well you and your brothers done fought, pulled guns on each other, kicked each other in the ass.
Some of the hardest fights you ever want to see.
If one of your outside friends tried to side with you, he done fucked around and got 2 enemies. Because now you and your brother against that nigga.
Yeah.
So when you know that dynamics, you stay out of niggas' business. There's plenty of time Pimp done walked up to me with the big ass Algiers shirt on and his glasses off, one eye going that way, talking about, nigga, ooh, yeah. And I just be listening. And at the end, I say, "You're quite mad, aren't you, old boy?" I don't give a fuck what he talk about because that's his brother. Yes. And at the end of the day, I'm not finna get in them niggas' business.
I agree with that.
That's real.
I agree with that.
And like I said, was it anything ever so serious?
Hell no.
Nothing was ever so serious at all.
Now here's my question.
What y'all not gonna do is stop these fans from doing whatever they want to do to try to create these narratives.
This ain't no fans, nigga.
This what I need y'all to do. Carry your ass to them iTunes links. Go to them band camps. Get them goddamn trio hats. I don't want to hear nothing about all that goddamn narrative and messy ass shit. Y'all want to support? Go to that motherfucking Super Tight TV.
I need one of them.
Yeah. Hey, but let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, I'm from Port Arthur. I know the both of them. That's both my friends. Now, when the whole thing looked like, okay, Bun got his team, Pimp got his team.
Yeah.
Why I couldn't play on both teams? If
You
that was
could
my
have.
nigga? I did.
Yeah, you could have. I did.
But niggas try to act like
it never was like that, though, bro. It was only like, how long was Pimp home?
Almost 2 years.
Almost. So he was not home for a full 24 months, right? Bro. You could have, bro.
I did.
You could. I mean, everybody that was in Bun's camp, they didn't have no problem with the niggas that was in y'all.
With the middle finger.
Yeah, them niggas.
I know all about the middle fingers. I work with both of them though.
Yeah, me too.
But I mean, all of them.
I loved them.
Man,
Big Bud, R.I.P. Yeah, I mean, all UGK records.
R.I.P. the Vicious, man.
Yeah, R.I.P. You know I fuck with Vicious.
R.I.P. man.
Yeah, man.
West and Pop. Boy, you almost made me cry last night. I forgot what you asked me.
Yeah, man. So,
but they nigga love Pimp, boy. These niggas gonna cry.
Man.
Yeah, I do, because I see niggas that a nigga, a girl, a bitch boy, not from Texas, trying to stir the pot, bro.
You're quite mad, don't you?
No, I'm happy. It's Super Tight TV. Y'all tune in and subscribe. Because I'm on Boss Talk 101. I'm on Boss Talk 101 when the boss is talking.
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I love to get the guy. I know the chemistry, man. You guys, like I said, you ain't did nothing wrong. Like I said, a lot of times coming from a fan perspective, again, looking at real friends who link with Pimp, man, I gotta respect it, man. Just for y'all to even come over here, I appreciate y'all, man.
Man, I dropped a whole Pimp C tribute song, man.
You did.
Coming out today, man, a little later, man. That bitch hard.
Come on.
I ain't gonna bullshit you.
Yeah, he did.
It's on YouTube?
I'm
coming out today.
I'm gonna drop it later today.
Okay.
It's called Still Gripping.
Send it to me.
I did my best Pimp C shit. I stay away from that because nigga be, you trying to sound like Pimp. See, I stay away from that because I can rap my ass off anyway. But this song, nigga, I embodied Pimp. You gonna hear it.
Okay. Already, man. So, did I leave anything out? What do we leave anything?
Happy birthday to the pimp.
Happy birthday to the
Pimp C, man.
Free young pimp,
man.
Long live
Free young
Pimp, man. Like I said, I
UGK for life.
For life, man. And shout out to Bun B, man. Like I said,
Trill Burgers coming soon.
Man, Trill Burgers
y'all
coming.
ain't
gotta have one. I ain't had
Yeah,
one yet.
See, I ain't had one either.
I don't care to have one.
I need one of them
I'll
burgers,
get
Jack.
mine when I get it.
When you get it.
Yeah.
Grill them
And you
hoes.
understand, is a spot supposed to be in Houston? Or?
On Shepherd? Yes, it is. I believe
Opening in February.
In February. I will be
I'll be
in
there.
attendance.
You know I'm going down there.
Yeah, we're going to
Y'all gonna support it, man. Very proud of Bun, man. How y'all think Bun doing since that was a big loss for
And
him?
it's hard, man. I mean, I know it's hard for him, bro. Because it's hard for me even dealing with that Nipsey shit. And then, I know I was there at the funeral, fam. I seen when that boy walked up to that casket.
Oh, well,
It ain't no playing with that kind of shit. That
You talking
man-
about Pimp?
Pepper
Yeah,
Bar.
part
Oh,
of
you
his-
was in that room?
Part of his motherfucking soul left his body in there.
You the first person that ever brought that
I
up.
seen that.
Bun
My
was-
own eyes, Jack.
Bun was, he don't want to broke down.
He was destroyed, my nigga. Like that shit.
Bun broke down at the funeral, bro.
Yeah, I was there.
I mean, at that viewing portion of the
Yeah.
funeral. Yeah.
What
I mean,
did you
to where
think
it
when you
was.
seen his body?
You don't remember that?
What'd you think when you saw his body?
Oh,
When I
yeah.
saw Pimp Body.
Yeah.
It wasn't the pimp that I knew, man.
Yeah. He had
thought
stayed
it- I
out too
thought it
long, bro.
wasn't him.
Swollen up and everything, fam. Like that shit wasn't. I'm glad they had it private the way it was, bro. Man, that shit broke my fucking heart, fool.
Yeah. Mine too,
Real,
bro.
like it broke my heart because I was supposed to meet that man the day he got back. I talked to him before he flew out to L.A.
Man, we had so much
And
shit
then
going on.
he switched up his time, and I was actually supposed to fly to L.A. and meet him and David Banner. When you hear the story about David Banner saying
Yeah.
that Pimp called him and he didn't answer the phone
Yeah.
on that song that we did, yeah, I was supposed to meet him. I got the call, bro, that day that I was packing my stuff up, getting ready to go out there.
Come on, man.
Dang.
And I remember that shit like it was yesterday, fool. I collapsed in my closet and I cried like a baby, bro.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah,
He affected so many people.
yeah.
Where was you at when you heard about it? I'm gonna ask you that. What he said?
I lived in Lancaster.
And when
I
they
was
told
little.
you couldn't believe it.
No, I was driving, backing out I had a rear entry garage, with the alley behind the house. I was driving out, and this chick I knew called me. I think her name was Christian, and I picked up that phone, and she said what she had to say, and I was like, because if everybody remember, it was about a month or two before that a false rumor came up like that,
Yeah.
and everybody was like, "Pfft, I'm thinking it's another one of those false rumors." And I'm steady backing up, and then I start heading down the alley. And the alley kind of curve around like that. And that curve, headed to that curve, Mama picks up the phone. She didn't say hello, hey baby, nothing. She just said these words,
He gone.
yeah baby, he gone.
Wow.
And it shot me in my heart, and it felt like somebody kicked me in my stomach. And just like he said, I parked my car. I parked the truck I was driving in that little curve before I could get to the street, and just broke down.
Wow. Where was you at?
We had just left H-Town. We did all them recordings. We was at the high rise. So I'm back in PA moving around doing business. When I got the call, I was 2 streets from my house, and I was next to a graveyard. To my left at the light on 25th Street, I was next to a graveyard, and my homeboy, Mr. 3, called me, and he say, sorry to hear about your brother. I'm thinking he talking about one of my brothers. And he said, man, Pimp died. Quit playing. Hung up the phone. Hurry up and call Mama. Same words she told him. When she picked up the phone, she said, baby, he gone. The street I was on leads you straight to her house if you make, like 1 or 2 turns. I floored it there. And when I got to the house and walked in, she grabbed me and just cried, man. I'm talking about she wet my shirt up from the chest area all the way down, full of tears. And I just held her there for damn near, I can't even tell you, for a very long time.
It was just them two for a long time, bro.
Wow.
For a
See,
long, long
a lot
time.
of people didn't see that. Mama,
that
Mama
dynamic.
says, yeah, she stayed strong outside.
Oh my
that
God.
house, bro.
I was there when Mama first became the road manager. We had a different road manager at first. And yeah, I was there when she first did her first show with us, and the first 2 years of her, I was there. And so yeah, they grew together, man. And she used to have a vending machine business.
Yeah.
And Chad used to help out with the vending machines. And
How old would Pimp be today?
if he was
49.
if he was 33 when he passed, And this is he told you.
Yeah.
49.
Yeah.
I'm a year older than him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel, man. Boss Talk 101, man. We want to say happy birthday to Pimp C, man.
Yes.
Thank these guys, Mr. Lee. He's a Leo. Bobo in the building, man. Hey, man, it's been another great segment.
Couple of shout outs. Show, what's up, man? Cartel, Big Jack, man. What's up? Messiah, man. Hey, I had to
You
get
can't have no podcasters on your show. Hey, listen, you can't have no podcasters on here. They gonna take over.
Man, thank you guys so much. I love y'all, bro.
Thank you.
I got one word.
Too,
I got one phrase that y'all need to remember. A lick gone wild. Just remember that.
Man, check it, man. It's been another great segment of Boss Talk 101, where the bosses talk.
Yep.
Yeah.